All right, let's do this. So today, I want to talk about something that every podcaster does again and again, right? Which is editing your episode. Now, when you start podcasting, you want to know how to edit, how to mix your episode, and just do it again and again yourself. Well, when you're like 5, 10, 20, 100 episodes in, it's the same structure almost every single time. And you're doing that repeatable thing again and again. Now, there's a great saying, which is work on your business, not in your business. And I would say the same. Work on your podcast, like the growth of it, how much you engage with people, what you do for content, versus just doing the same thing in your podcast again and again. So today, I'm going to be talking about my structure that I use for my podcast editing, right? So let's just jump into it. It's a simple thing that I use to train editors and VAs on, hey, this is what you need to do to make the episode once I send you my intro. Cool, let's go. So first off, I define what the inputs are. I'm going to send the editor a raw episode of 1 or 2 or 3 speakers, then an intro, which is that specific intro for that episode if I recorded it separately, and then fixed inputs, which would be my transition, my normal episode, my podcast intro, and then my outro. So then we go into episode structure, and I also have like a screenshot that I made of Audacity. So first off, I have my intro music right here, and then my interview intro, which I call guest intro over here, and then transition music, which transitions from the guest intro to the speaker, and then edited interview, these guys, then outro. Cool, that's it, simple. 5 things, boom, 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 and almost every single time I do this. Cool. So now how does a person make this? Well, the first part is editing. The raw audio. Like if I interview one person or 2 people, or even it's just me just talking like this, right? How to edit it? Well, there's 3 big parts. Number 1, cut out from intro, and raw intro, and uhs, and stutters. Because people can say a lot of, well, yeah, so, and you want to cut that out, whether that's yourself or someone else. You want to tell your editor or VA, hey, I don't want that in my episode. And obvious mistakes too, because the point of a podcast episode, there's multiple points, but you want the guest to, when they listen to it again, and they will, feel smart and feel good. So cut out any obvious mistakes. Especially if they make the same things, they say the same things again and again. Like, yeah, so I was going, and like. Just cut that out. Tell that person to cut it out. Right? And one thing that I do tell my editor not to do is cut pauses between sentences. Because it can sound very, very unnatural. For example, person is like, yeah, so how's your day going? Person be like, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Hey, it's that pause, you gotta have that pause. It's natural. People listen to podcasts because they're intimate. They're real. And you want it to feel real. Okay, so that's the first part of editing. The second one is mute the other mic when I'm talking. So if I'm talking here and I'm asking the person a question, the other person's mic should be muted. Unless they say something which is quick banter. Oh yeah, that's a great story. Then unmute that. But if it's like things like, yeah, especially something you do when you start out podcasting, cut that out. Okay. Thirdly, equalize audio, right? Have the same volume of audio across everything. It doesn't have to be like the same one, but the peaks and valleys should be the same. Just so it sounds natural, and I don't have to be like, while listening to your episode, oh, the guest is on, I gotta turn up that volume. No, don't do that. Cool. So that was part 1. Editing your episode. Raw intro. Next step, we're gonna build it. Cool. So how do you build an episode? I've got the same structure, right? I've got 5 inputs. I've got the intro music, the guest intro, the speaker, 15-second transition, not in that order, and 2-second outro. So what I ask my person to do is add in intro music in the start, Mix in guest introduction 2 seconds before end of this music right here. If you see that, that's 2 seconds, roughly. Mix in 15-second transition here between the guest intro and the speaker. Now, this is a very short guest intro. This isn't the exact length. It could be 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long, hopefully not longer than that. But I use a transition between the guest intro and then the speakers. Then I mix in the speakers, or the person mix in the speakers for me. All right, the 2 people, 3 people, the 1 person that's talking. And then 2-second outro at the end. Boom. And that's it. And then post episode in the Google Drive or whatever as number and name as an MP3. That's it. Simple, to the point. Simplicity when doing things again and again is really vital because you don't waste brain power. You don't waste decision-making power. You don't waste time thinking about, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? So follow a simple process. And lastly, I have feedback for my editor. For example, and I populate this as we go along. One of the feedbacks was, remove stumbles when I talk. Because in intros, I send my previous editor something, and I've done, well, I said, instead of block party, I said once black party. And I said, oh, block party, right? Block party doesn't make any sense. Block party is what I was talking about. And they did not edit it out. So I was like, hey, dude, lady, get that shit done. Edit that out. In a nice way, obviously. I had to reiterate my point. Gaps between sentences should not be edited unless there's an obvious mistake. Right? I want it to sound natural. And it wasn't sounding natural. Thirdly, level the audio volume. Please, I've told you this once. Can you do it again? Level it up. Lastly, cut out small talk before I say hello. Because I start my episodes always in the same way. Hey, Gary. Hey, John. Hey, Milgan. How are you? And in recording, I might have something in the start. Just get that person going. And it might be in the raw episode. And I want that person, the editor, to edit that out. And just start the episode when it's like, hey, dude, how's it going? So that's my process. I'll share below, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll share in the comments. If you're watching on Facebook, I'll share in the comments again this actual template. So you can look at it, download it, and use it. I would highly suggest getting a VA because you spend less time doing the repeatable, simple tasks of your podcast or business. I believe in this. Go do it, and best of luck with your podcast, business, and life. If you need something, I'm Not That Moby on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All right. Goodbye. Ooh, that was it.